Ainsley Earhardt of Fox News seems to have everything: fame, beauty, and a coveted role as a global media powerhouse face. Her confidence and composure shine on screen daily. Few would realize the heartbreak and strength beneath the polished grin and bright studio lights. Despite her fame, Ainsley has struggled. Her life has been full with suffering and perseverance, from personal losses to family building. We'll explain it in this video. This is the unsung tale of Ainsley Earhardt's tragedy and victory. From Spartanburg, South Carolina to Foxcroft, Charlotte, North Carolina, Ainsley Earhardt's family moved. They moved near Columbia, South Carolina, where Earhardt grew up and graduated from Spring Valley High. Ainsley learned early on to adjust to new areas and obstacles from this continual migration, which would help her career. After high school, Earhardt attended Florida State University but switched to the University of South Carolina, where she earned a BA in journalism. Before graduating, she got a job at WLTX, the CBS affiliate in Columbia, South Carolina, starting a fast-paced and ambitious career. She covered local topics as the morning and noon host from 2000 to 2004. She even went to New York City after 9/11s to report on South Carolina students donating over $500,000 for New York firemen. Earhardt came to San Antonio, Texas in 2005 to anchor Ken's TV's weekday morning and lunchtime newscasts. She braved heart-stopping situations, running a half marathon in Austin, skydiving with the U.S., Army's Golden Knights, and even flying an F-16 with the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds. Her experiences suggested a deeper drive. Never-ending story pursuit, yearning for challenges, and a desire to enjoy life. She was lucky that joining Fox News improved her career. In 2007, Ainsley Earhardt moved to New York City to work for Fox News, entering an unfamiliar world. She says she knew nothing about politics when Roger Ailes hired her. She was special to Ailes, a warm personality, relatable narrative, and audience connection. Starting out, she played many roles that showed her versatility. Ainsley became a network staple after presenting Fox and Friends Weekend, America's News Headquarters, and All-American New Year's Eve. She was a fixture on Fox's most-watched shows, including The Live Desk and Red Eye with Greg Gutfeld, due to her versatility. By 2016, she had made her mark as Fox and Friends co-host, one of cable's most-watched shows. Her influence and career were rising. The show was popular with President Trump, constantly tweeted about it and applauded its hosts. Ainsley interviewed Trump and Vice President Mike Pence with strong questions using her new spotlight. In one notable 2018 interview, she supported Trump's contentious handling of former FBI Director James Comey, calling it clever. She stood firm on her beliefs, as she later questioned Obama's Paris Climate Agreement support, with Trump's belief that it was unfair to the U.S. Throughout the years, Ainsley Earhardt's career has flourished, achieving success few could have expected. She is worth over $8 million and is a big name in America as a Fox and Friends co-host. But her influence goes beyond TV. Ainsley was published as an author and shared her life lessons. Her memoir, The Light Within Me, and 3 children's novels, Take Heart, My Child, Through Your Eyes, and I'm So Glad You Were Born, are available. Despite her work success, Ainsley has been sad in her personal life. Many started with her love life. She had charisma, confidence, and a successful career on screen, but her relationships were heartbreaking. Fans have followed Ainsley Earhardt's personal life as closely as her career, hoping she'll find lasting happiness. Her rumored affair with Sean Hannity has shocked the media, given their 2 past marriages. Ainsley's 2005 wedding to Kevin McKinney, her college sweetheart, was fairy tale-like. After 4 years, the couple discreetly split in 2009, leaving many wondering what happened behind closed doors. Though the details were kept quiet, adultery rumors spread, and Ainsley focused on the future rather than the past. Will Proctor, a former professional football player, was her second chance at love, and they had a daughter in 2015. Ainsley seems to have found her happily ever after. Eventually, allegations emerged that Will had cheated on a close friend. He openly disputed the claims, but their marriage was irreparably ruined. In an interview with the Daily Mail, Ainsley said that the pair separated after much thinking and prayer. She appreciated her network's support, especially for letting her spend time with her kid after the morning show. Will, on the other hand, complained that the media misrepresented their predicament. He tried to keep a casual connection with Ainsley, but the public's fascination made it difficult. They may have split because Ainsley's Fox News job required her to wake up at 3 a.m. to arrange her day. Her schedule was demanding, filled with early mornings, countless meetings, and live television pressure, which strained family life. Ainsley said her profession needed substantial family flexibility. Will was supportive and took on home chores, but he struggled to balance them, resulting to their heartbreak and separation. Closely monitored by fans, wishing Ainsley the joy she deserves in love, Ainsley found love again in June 2020, and her romance made headlines nationwide. Ainsley and Sean Hannity were dating for a while, but they kept it covert due to their former marriages and media scrutiny, according to Vanity Fair. A buddy of Sean's noticed their interaction during group meetings and suspected something was going on, but he couldn't prove it. In August 2019, Ainsley and Sean made their first public appearance as a couple at their friends Pete Hegseth and Jennifer Rochette's wedding, surprising several guests. Later, sources said their passion blossomed secretly over several months before the wedding. Ainsley used Sean's Long Island house as a Fox and Friends studio during the pandemic, fueling romantic rumors. Ainsley and Sean initially hid their relationship. Sean declined to disclose his personal life, while Ainsley told Vanity Fair she wasn't dating anyone. Reporters discussed the couple's age gap. Sean's ex-wife Jill Rhodes was a year younger than him, while Ainsley's second husband was 8 years younger. Despite these challenges, Ainsley and Sean's love has thrived as they navigate public life together. In her second marriage to Will Proctor, Ainsley Earhardt suffered one of her greatest heartbreaks. For most of her life, Ainsley Earhardt pursued stories and made a reputation for herself in the media. However, she always dreamed of a busy family life with kids running around, laughter, and bustle. However, her busy schedule made that desire seem far away. Traveling and working long hours, even on weekends, left little time for her family, especially in a small apartment with little play space. Raising 4 children was emotionally and financially overwhelming, and she worried she'd never be able to quit her job. After marrying in her late 30s, Ainsley found optimism again. The dream of having a kid became real. She wanted to do it. She felt ready to raise a family after her Fox and Friends job gave her more stability. She carefully arranged her conception around her job schedule for February or March. She had ups and downs when things didn't go as planned. Watching her friends and coworkers easily adopt children reminded her of her own difficulties. When she saw parents at the park or heard children laughing, it was a sad reminder of the family she wanted but couldn't have. Ainsley and her husband received the news they'd been praying for after months of hope and despair. They were having a baby. The delight was incredible, and Ainsley's mind rushed ahead, anticipating motherhood even though they'd only found out. To make the announcement unique, she bought a little silver baby spoon to represent their child and requested her husband to open it on the church steps. He was initially confused, but as she explained, he laughed and cried. The ensuing weeks were a blissful blur. At their first ultrasound, they held their breath, nervous but excited. A faint heartbeat flickered on the screen. That moment made everything real, and her husband captured it on his phone for relatives. Afterward, they called their parents, who would become grandparents for the first time, from the street. Their delight spread. It seemed nothing could stop them for a while, but a few appointments later, the doctor said something that paused them. After examining the baby, he announced its modest size. However, the doctor reassured them that the due date may be off. Even as each visit increased uncertainty, they held on to that dream. Someday, the doctor softly conveyed their worst news. There was no heartbeat. That moment seemed to erase the future they'd imagined. Ainsley's motherhood path was difficult and taxed her heart and spirit. After losing her first pregnancy, she relied on her faith that her kid was in a calm place and would return. The goodbye procedure was excruciating. It was almost unbearable to realize their link would only exist in recollection. She knew her baby would want her to keep hope alive and keep going. A week later, she had surgery and discovered that her baby had an uncommon extra chromosome, causing the miscarriage. Weeks later, her doctor found issues that necessitated a second treatment. Worst timing ever. It was the morning of their Christmas flight home. After a difficult year, Ainsley looked forward to the holidays to rejuvenate emotionally. She persevered, pausing to breathe. Life surprised her in the best manner when she least anticipated it. Ainsley discovered her second pregnancy in March. A miracle that offered her joy she nearly forgot was possible. She hid this important news till she was sure. She revealed her secret to her parents on Mother's Day and proclaimed it live on Fox News, delighting her fans. Ainsley felt whole when her daughter was born in November. Her spouse informed nearby family, and they celebrated their daughter's birth. Holding her baby, Ainsley knew every hardship had brought her to this moment. Her first weekend with her daughter was magical, filled with love from family, friends, and fans. Finally, in New York City, her professional city, her parenting dream came true in the most spectacular way. Ainsley's marriage ended in the most painful way, forcing her to rebuild her life. Divorce was traumatic, but it wasn't her worst trial. The Anchor's trip would soon take a darker turn, challenging her courage and faith in ways she never expected. Ainsley was devastated to lose her mother. The kind of mom who always had a grin or words of comfort, Dale was her rock. Dale's health decreased 5 years after a stroke. Ainsley's father contacted days before she died to say things were bad. Ainsley felt she needed to enjoy every moment with her mom. After Dale died aged 72, nothing could fill the loss. In a Fox and Friends tribute, Ainsley highlighted her fondest memories, including a trip to New York, which Dale enjoyed. Looking at images of her mom's happy face brought back so many memories and reminded her of Dale's battles with diabetes, dialysis, and hospital stints. Dale had Ainsley's dad on his side through every hardship. Love a continual reminder of true loyalty. Even in mourning, Ainsley sensed her mother's presence, encouraging her to live and work with the same strength Dale had always exhibited. She felt her mother would want her to keep on and found solace in knowing her love and wisdom would always be with her, showing how love and faith can get us through challenging times. Losing her mother, Dale, was one of her worst experiences. In addition to motherhood, Dale was she guided, strengthened, and inspired Ainsley and her siblings to believe. Growing up in church every Sunday shaped their life in spirituality. This foundation comforted Ainsley during grief, reminding her mother is at peace. Fox and Friends viewers saw Dale's warmth and personality, notably when she revealed her Southern pimento cheese recipe in 2016. Such times revealed Ainsley's vivacious lady behind her strength. I'm so glad you were born, author Ainsley loved having her mother around while writing it. I love the idea of Dale reciting the book's title on her children's birthdays to remember their love. Not long after Dale's death, Ainsley returned to Fox and Friends, which must have been difficult. Grief made her wonder how to continue. Ainsley felt her mother would have wanted her to keep going, which is a great monument to her tenacity. This determination to move forward despite the suffering shows Dale's strength. Ainsley's story shows that we may commemorate our loved ones by living completely even in the midst of grief. Though difficult, Ainsley's courage shines through as she balances her sadness with a fulfilling life, honoring her mother.